Well, guys, I'm back, and I've got a little bit of news to share with you today. Something really for everyone. If you're a survival horror enthusiast or horror movie fan, I got you covered. If you're an Arcade1Up enthusiast and you're looking for a mod fix for your Arcade1Up pinball, you're also taken care of. And last but not least, if you're a Nintendo enthusiast who also enjoys to dabble in Lego, yeah, baby, I got you covered. Anyways, lots of news to get into right after this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Michael B, and we're back with another news video today. I've got a variety of stuff I want to talk about. Of course, the upcoming survival horror Hellraiser game that was just announced, which I'm super excited for. An often overlooked franchise in the horror world is getting some much needed love. On top of that, we're going to talk about a very good community fix for the Arcade1Up pinballs. A lot of PCBs have died over the years, but don't worry, the team at Mystery Encoder have you taken care of. And then last but not least, an announcement from Nintendo and Lego that has everybody spinning in their seats. We've got a Game Boy Lego set coming out, and it looks pretty rad. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel, you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notification, all that YouTube stuff. So the first thing I want to talk about today is the upcoming Hellraiser Revival survival horror game coming from Saber and Boss Team Games, which we know a little bit of Boss Team Games here on the channel thanks to some other stuff, but huge thanks to PlayStation for putting up a PG-13 version of this trailer. Unfortunately, I didn't know if I'd be able to share it because the only other trailer I actually saw had boobies in it, and boobies are a no-go with YouTube, so I didn't want to get my channel taken down. Anyways, we get this excellent video sequence intro to the game where we see the initial reveal of Pinhead and the Cenobites, and yeah, this is just absolutely rad. You can see the couple playing with what should be the Lament configuration and calling on the Cenobites to come and take them to a place where they'll experience both pain and pleasure. Anyways, this trailer looks fantastic, digging into the deep lore of Hellraiser. It's a first-person survival game. I got a feeling this is going to be more along the lines of Evil Within and maybe Silent Hill than it is going to be Resident Evil. But anyways, I'm excited to learn more about it. So if you head on over to the Saber Games website, we can get a little bit more information. You can watch the Red Band announced trailer. Again, that's the one I can't show you because of the boobs. But you go down now, it's going to be coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Steam. Experience a new chapter in the legendary horror series like never before. Clive Barker's Hellraiser Revival takes first-person action horror survival to the next level. Play the story of Aiden, who must use the power of a mysterious puzzle box. This time it's being called the Genesis configuration instead of the Lament configuration to help his girlfriend Sunny escape the otherworldly hellscape of the labyrinth. And if you go back to the trailer, you can see the hooks come out of nowhere and take her away. Wield the powers of the box to survive your bargain with the infamous Pinhead and do battle with a horrific cult devoted to the Cenobites. So it's a new story in the Hellraiser's canon, so apparently this is going to be canon. Harness the power of the box, so combine the unique hellish abilities of the Genesis configuration with an arsenal of earthly weapons to inflict bone-breaking, flesh-searing pain. Or is it pleasure? If you've watched Hellraiser, you know what that's talking about. Upon masochistic enemies, fight against unholy enemies, take on hell's wretches, deviants, cultists, and even its most infernal priests in a story-driven horror survival game. So basically, we just got the announcement trailer now. Maybe there's some elements of BioShock in there too, thinking about the Genesis configuration, how that'll work. Otherwise, very interesting. The only other thing that is really important here is they got the actual original voice back of Pinhead. I think the actor's name is Doug Bradley. So he did Pinhead in at least the first 4 movies up till Bloodlines. I think he came back a couple times after that. They had some really bad ones after that, but good to see him reprise his role for this game. Now, if the name Boss Team Games seems familiar, this isn't their first foray into the world of horror, as they previously released Ash vs. the Evil Dead and Halloween on the Retro Realms collaboration. We guys covered it here on this channel extensively. I really enjoyed it. I know not everybody does. Some people didn't like the level design, but I had a lot of fun with it, and we heard that there was another first person or, more real Halloween game coming from Boss Team Games. Looks like they're collaborating on this Hellraiser game first. And of course, you might remember with Retro Realms, they had an absolutely stacked pre-order collector's edition that you could buy with this. It's the same with this as well. Clive Barker's Hellraiser Revival Cenobite Collector's Edition with the game. See if I can open image a new tab here and show you it. So here's everything that comes with the package. You get a 27 by 40 poster. That's really rad. Enamel pins, official art book, you get the game, you get a Cenobite statue and puzzle box with LED features. I know Shotgun Sean said, oh, that reminds me so much of Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, and the statue would definitely do that. Collector's Edition box, which is the Genesis configuration, instead of the Lament configuration, fine art print, digital soundtrack, and trading card packs. So overall, a pretty rad collector's edition to go along with this. Now moving on, I want to talk about Arcade1Up Pinball, and most of you are saying, come on Mike, Arcade1Up Pinball has been dead for years. It's pretty easy to see that AtGames ended up winning the pinball war with the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K having literally everything. The Gottlieb games from Toy Shock, the Zachariah games from the other brand, I can't even remember the name now. Cool Toy was the big one selling that one. And then, of course, Arcade1Up with the Zen license, all of those are on AtGames now, but a couple people still may own the original Attack from Mars, Marvel, or Star Wars Arcade1Up pinballs. Now, at the time, these seemed awesome, the ability to play Zen actually on a cabinet, especially if you were like me and never played digital pinball on a digital pinball machine. There were some issues, of course, that the machine was only playing at 720. It wasn't really as powerful as it should have been, but, that was due to the hardware that was actually in the device. The screen itself was a 1080 screen, and thanks to the Mystery Encoder team, there was a lot of soft mods in there, and we actually got better performance on a lot of these games. But unfortunately, over the years, time has not been kind to the Arcade1Up pinballs. A lot of the PCBs have died, and with Arcade1Up no longer covering this device, it's really hard for us to actually get any replacement parts or PCBs to fix these machines. Now, if you are one of those individuals that still has an Arcade1Up pinball machine, you're worried about it breaking, or the PCB is already broke and you're stuck waiting on a replacement and it's pretty much a dead machine, or you're just looking for maybe better overall performance, maybe to add more games to the machine, Mystery Encoder team has you covered. This post went up yesterday in the Arcade1Up Pinball fan page, so let me read it out to you. Before this is asked specifically for the Arcade1Up, this is specifically for the Arcade1Up Pinball, not other Arcade1Up machines. It has no use outside of an Arcade1Up Pinball. Well, we said we'd possibly making our own replacement hardware in the future. More details to come soon, hopefully within a couple weeks. So I know that the actual hardware isn't, finalized yet. Are they going to use an Orange Pi? Are they going to use something like the Viper? Time will tell, so it's not finalized. We'll get back to you on that. My last stock pinball PCB died on me when I went to turn the cab on, and the ones 1UP sells continue to die no matter how many times I've replaced it or bought one off other people. I'm not looking to air fry anymore and would rather have a stable drop-in that doesn't limit my usage of the stock apps, DMD, or solenoids, or make my experience lesser, requiring me to add buttons, blah, blah. In fact, unlike the stock PCB with the SBC being used for testing prototyping, I'm able to super sample to 4K, screen is still 1080p. Even though the games originally showed in 720, the screen is 1080p, but super sampling means you still get increased quality and introduce MSAA to reduce further jaggedness aliasing observed. So this does exactly that. I disconnect my gray ribbon cable from the stock PCB, disconnect the main power connection on the PCB, plug into my hat here, which plugs into an SBC, not created by us, more info to come, and I'm back up and running without having to worry about it. Only other addition to my fully stock cabinet is an LVDS converter to go from HDMI to LVDS via V-Display converter. So what Mystery Encoder team is wondering right now, is there a need out there in the community or interest for people to actually look at buying a replacement board for their Arcade1Up pinballs, either as a backup, either to fix a down machine, or otherwise to add more games and have better performance on the machine? Now, like all of you, I'm sure are aware, I no longer have my Arcade1Up pinball machines. I just ended up not having space for them at the end of the day. Plus, once I got my AtGames Legends pinball and hooked a PC up to it, I was having a better experience with that. One area where Arcade1Up did outshine everybody else in the pinball originally was with the art. All the machines look great, especially the job they did on Attack from Mars, but even AtGames have come back, and the AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP based on Attack from Mars is even better than what the Arcade1Up one was. So I would understand if there's not many people in the community interested, but for those of you that do still have an Arcade1Up pinball, let Mystery Encoder's team know if this is something you're interested in, if you're looking for a performance improvement to your machine, or just looking for a piece of hardware that'll keep your machine running where the stock PCB keeps dying. Now, I think a couple of years ago, you guys will remember that Nintendo and LEGO partnered up to actually offer a LEGO Nintendo Entertainment System that included a TV with some scrolling graphics and actually building the system themselves. They've offered other LEGOs as well. I mean, I'm not the biggest LEGO guy in the world, but even I jumped in and did a little bit of playing around with my daughter as we picked up one of the Super Mario LEGO sets and dabbled a little bit in that, and it was actually super fun. So today they officially announced that they're coming back into the console space. LEGO basically have a license to print money, and they are coming out with a LEGO Game Boy. This LEGO Game Boy includes the Game Boy itself. It comes with 2 cartridge games, one of course being The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and the other one being the original Super Mario Bros. Game. I know a lot of people obviously think of the original Game Boy, they think of Tetris. I know that's something Cool Toy mentioned, but I think out of the Game Boy games, these are 2 iconic games they could have included. It looks like this is going to be coming out in October, and the price I saw on it was $70 Canadian, which makes this a very affordable one of these LEGO sets to pick up. On top of that, Nintendo and LEGO did an amazing job with the marketing. So if you haven't seen the official commercial for the LEGO Game Boy yet, here it is. They recreate the original original Game Boy commercial, but this time for LEGO Game Boy. There you get a look at the machine itself, the 2 games that are actual bricks that come in that you can put into the system. How friggin' cool is that? They also have different slides that'll go in the front of the Game Boy, so it basically makes it look like there is gameplay. I think this is just super rad. What an awesome commercial. So here is the official set on the LEGO page itself. Like I said, $79.99 Canadian, so relatively affordable, especially compared to that very big, very expensive Nintendo set. Let's go through some of the images that we've got included. There is the Game Boy itself with the 2 games. That's everything that's included in the package once you build it. There, of course, is the box and everything included. Here's a short video showing you just a spin around of what this is going to look like. And they did just just such a great job of recreating what the original Game Boy was like. There's another image. Yeah, just a good look here at everything that's included. There's the front plates that are going to go in there. Obviously, the Nintendo screen that pops up with the little ding, and then gameplay from Super Mario Land. I think I called it Super Mario Bros. Earlier, and The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. And last but not least, there's your dimensions for the actual unit. So overall, guys, a pretty interesting news day. I think that what the Mystery Encoder team is doing is just great. I love seeing people and companies get together to support these products that we all love, especially past their expiry date. You go back and think about the iArcade. I mean, the Mystery Encoder team was on top of that, as well as GRS. And these two names have been synonymous with Arcade1Up as well, with Glenn providing updated controls that make the experience better. And of course, with the Mystery Encoder team, always giving us that one extra step, soft mods, improving the Dragon's Lair game, and also now coming out and offering a solution to fix the failing PCBs on the Arcade1Up Pinball. Good job, guys. Then, of course, for horror movie fans, and of course for survival horror enthusiasts, we've got this new Hellraiser game. Super excited about. We don't know much at this time, but very excited to see more coming on this. I'm not a big collector set guy, but that does look rad. Super excited for the people that are going to put the pre-order in. And then last but not least, we got a Lego Game Boy coming. I'm not a big Lego guy, but the price is right. Plus, it looks pretty cool. I may pick this one up. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of all of today's news? What are you interested in? Is there anything that you're going to be picking up, like the Hellraiser game, like the Lego Game Boy, or are you going to be reaching out to the Mystery Encoder team to let them know your interest in their upcoming PCB fix/mod? Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you next time.